Welcome to today's session. In previous sessions we've looked at how to approach a casualty, how to do that initial assessment, and what to do if we find they're unresponsive and not breathing. But what's one of the causes for someone not breathing? Well, that could be choking. If any of you have choked, you'll know that it's a really scary experience, especially if you can't breathe. But what is choking? Well, when we're eating, possibly swallow something that doesn't go all the way down and it gets stuck and causes a blockage, or children that are playing and getting parts of little toys, putting them in their mouth, swallowing, and again doesn't go all the way down and blocks the passage. Now that could be the passage that goes down to the lung, the airway, or the passage that carries on down to the stomach. Trouble is, when that gets caught near the top, blocking the airway, an individual is going to have trouble breathing, which puts them at risk of collapse and, worst case scenario, dying. So how do we help somebody? Well, it depends on whether they have got mild choking or severe choking. Mild choking we've probably all experienced. We've been eating our meal, something catches at the back of our throat, irritates it, we start to cough, we start to say we're choking, we are a bit panicky. In that situation it's mild, and as a first aider you're not going to see me panicking because I can hear you, I can see that you're breathing, and I'm hoping that you'll dislodge it yourself. Obviously I'm monitoring that you don't get worse, that it doesn't become totally blocked and we move into severe choking. In that situation, someone's probably clasping for their throat, eyes bulging, face going red, unable to talk to you and unable to breathe. At that stage we really need to help that individual and help them clear the item that's stuck in their throat. So I'm going to turn to Annie to help demonstrate this. So you imagine that Annie is showing those signs, clasping for the throat, bulging eyes, red in the face, unable to talk and tell me what's going on. So I'm going to encourage them to cough, as I would if this was mild choking, and ask them to cough for me, and I'm acting with reassurance. Hopefully they'll move it themselves, but in the case of severe choking that's probably not going to happen. So I'm going to lean the casualty, in this case Annie, forward. My arm is supporting across their chest, and I want to give 5 back blows. So the palm of my hand, I'm taking the heel and I'm in between the shoulder blades with a strong blow in the back to aim to force that object out of the airway. If it doesn't work, we go and do it again, and we're up to 5 back blows, checking after each occasion, did the item come out. If that's not successful, we stand behind our casualty, in this case Annie, and what we're looking for, if I open up Annie's jacket, you can see the ribs come up to meet at the sternum. We want to create a fist to go underneath the ribs, palm of hand over the top. And what we're looking for is a pull in and up with the aim of moving the diaphragm up, forcing air up, and consequently the item out. Be aware of where you're pointing your casualty. I don't want it to knock out my camera, but you don't want it to end up in your soup that you were about to eat. So we're going in and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Watching after each one. Does it come out? Do they take a gasp of air because they can breathe again? At which point I'd stop what I was doing. If that's unsuccessful, we go back to back blows. Stand aside of the casualty, arm across the chest, and again we're in back blows, checking after each one. We repeat the cycles until the object is dislodged and your casualty can breathe again. After the first cycle of back blows and abdominal thrusts, if the item doesn't dislodge, you need to call the emergency services, inform them you have someone who's choking, and request an ambulance. In the meantime, you then carry on until your help arrives or the object is dislodged. So let's see that in practice. Are you able to cough for me? Okay, I'm just leaning forward. You'll feel my hand in front of your chest, and you're going to feel some blows in between your shoulder blades. Okay, I'm just coming round. You'll feel my fist in your stomach. My hand's going to come over the top. I'm just going to pull in and up. Okay, I'm just going to lean you back forward. So we've just had a look at what to do if somebody is choking. But please do not practice this on one another at home. This could cause some rather nasty bruises, internal injuries and pain for the person. So do not practice this on one another. So Teddy's come along to say hello and help you practice at home if that's what you'd like to do. So if Teddy is grabbing for his throat, eyes bulging out of his head, struggling to breathe and unable to tell me what's going on, then we've clearly got some severe choking going on. So I would be encouraging Teddy to cough, but there's no coughing going on. So I'm trying to reassure, but Teddy's now going to lean forward for me. I'm supporting his chest. If need be, I can have his hand across his chest and I'm providing the support, leaning forward, and I'm going to give 5 back blows between the shoulder blades to try and move the object. So 1, nothing's come out. 2, nothing's come out. 3, 4, 5. So nothing has come out. Teddy is still trying to grasp for his throat, still struggling to breathe, really panicky. So I'm going to make a fist and I'm coming in on the stomach area, so I'm going underneath the ribs, hands going over the top, and I'm going to pull in and up, trying to get the object to move. Unfortunately nothing has happened, so we're still trying to get the object out. So that's 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, Teddy is still going for his throat, still panicking, so we're bringing forward. Again, I'm supporting him across the chest with his arm, and I'm going to give 1, 2, and that's brilliant. The item just flew out, across into the pond, so quickly you didn't see it, but he's now happy, pleased that I've helped him, and I hope you get to have a practice and learn to save someone who is choking. Okay, so we've seen what to do if we've got a casualty that's standing and is severely choking. But what happens if they start to go unresponsive? They could start to droop in your arms. You should not take their body weight, so let them go down to the floor. Alternatively, you come across a casualty that is on the floor, unresponsive, and you were told that they were choking. So in this situation, with Annie lying on the floor in front of me, we're told that they've been choking. So we go straight into doing compressions. So thinking back to the previous session of your danger, response, airway, breathing. So the area around me is safe, they're not responding to me, and they're not breathing because the airway is blocked. So we bring ourselves up over Annie, interlock our fingers, and we're going to press down 30 compressions at a rate of 100 to 120 a minute. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We're then looking to see if the items come forward in the mouth. If not, in the current time of COVID, we just go back into compressions. If it has, you can bring Annie over onto the side, let the object drain out of the mouth, or if you need to, just flick it out of the front if it's by the gums. Never go digging at the back of a mouth to try and get an object out. They could bite you, or you could scratch the back of the throat and cause the tissues to swell, and then you've got a blockage you cannot clear and a risk to Annie's breathing. Once the object is clear, if they're still unresponsive, put them on their side to allow for drainage and keep the airway open, or if they start to come round, provide plenty of reassurance. So in today's session, we've looked at how to deal with someone that's choking, and I look forward to seeing you in the next session where we look at different items of first aid kit you might find around the house.